ancient, medieval, and art and culture. My name is Rohan Salunkhe. Okay, I have 5 years of experience in teaching ancient, medieval, and art and culture, and I will be like discussing a few important things with respect to both prelims and mains. When we posted the post for the registration, in that comment, I received multiple doubts over there. Like, sir, will this session be mains oriented? आप मेंस में क्या सोर्सेस यूज करने हैं, सारी चीजें डिस्कस कीजिएगा, ठीक है? सो वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग एवरीथिंग. The session would be like having a basic idea that how you should prepare ancient, medieval, and art and culture. See, guys, I have been through this phase. I have been through the preparation phase, so I know usually students keep ancient, medieval, and art and culture at last, right? Usually there is a kind of what we can say, there is a kind of preconceived notion, right? There is a kind of stereotype in them कि ancient, medieval, art and culture is not much important, right? But that is not the case. Okay, that will not be the case, because we'll get to all these things. Since last 4 years, you will get to know like 8 to 9 questions collectively are being asked from ancient, medieval, and art and culture. So what is the objective of this webinar? First, to understand the relevance of the subject for prelims and mains, right? First prelims, obviously, because like again, 5 months are remaining, roughly 5 months are remaining for your prelims. So I think that those people who are attending this webinar, they might be more focused on the prelims revision approach. Got it? So we will discuss everything, how you should be approaching to ancient, medieval, and art and culture. Fine. First we'll see the relevance of this subject, कि क्या है, कितने marks आते हैं prelims में, mains में, how much marks are coming, like how much questions are coming with respect to ancient, medieval, and art and culture in prelims as well as in mains. Fine. Second most important objective is the sources for the subjects. Now I get many mails. I like when I discuss with the students, when I discuss with like the in general comments, when I see, okay, there are a lot of confusion with respect to the sources for this subject, right? See, guys, there are n number of books available in the market for ancient, medieval, and art and culture, but our aim should be to read the most standard books, keep a one additional supplementary book, okay, and these are the static things, okay. You should also be adding current affairs to your preparation, current affairs oriented to art and culture, ancient and medieval. I will tell you why we are like discussing the current affairs here in ancient, medieval, and art and culture, because they are relevant. When you will see the questions in ancient, medieval, and art and culture, at times you will see that these questions were not there in any of the book, whether it be the NCERT, whether it be the standard book. ये क्वेश्चन जो थे, जो एकदम बाउंसर आए थे, ये कोई भी बुक में नहीं थे, right? So from where they were asked? They were asked because they were in the current affairs. I will show you with the proof, right? Current affairs is also very important. So guys, always remember, need not study ancient, medieval, and art and culture in silo. Everything is linked. Ancient, medieval, art and culture, and the topics associated with ancient, medieval, and art and culture, which are in news, you need to study properly. Okay. Now, when I will be discussing like in my current affairs classes, so those students who have been associated with me with any of our current affair courses, they might be knowing that current affairs में हम लोग ये सारी चीजें discuss करते हैं. I want you people to understand that suppose any of the, let's say in the month of November, Lothal was in news, Dholvira was in news, right? Because some PMO like they took some action against the state government authorities with respect to Dholvira. Now that Dholvira, that is an ancient site, that is an Indus Valley site, but it was in news, so you may expect a question on Dholvira in your prelims. Secondly, Dholvira have also been asked earlier in PYQs. I hope those people who are watching this session might have watched Abhijit sir's session that was on previous Sunday, right? Last week. So sir have very beautifully told how you should analyze a PYQ, right? Though I will be telling you here what is the basic analysis of PYQ, but let me ask you, watch this session. If you haven't watched that PYQ session, it's available on the YouTube. You can directly watch that session. Do watch it. Do watch it and do keep on revising the learnings from that session, this session, and the sessions which will be conducted henceforth. Got it? Now, the third objective of today's session is what should be the basic approach to all these subjects. एक basic approach क्या है? ठीक है? It's not just like reading the sources, it's like also making the notes. But should we make notes of each and everything? Should we revise each and everything again and again? Should we just keep revising and not practice? ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, सारी चीजें हम लोग डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. Okay, everything we will be discussing. And the fourth thing is resolving the problems with respect to the preparation of these subjects. I have been through this part of journey of UPSC, right? Like when I was in the preparation phase, I know that what a problem student face, right? Let's say what are the problems which students face. Vast syllabus is there, right? Mugging up multiple things. So इस सारे चीजों का ना solution होता है, right? Consider that while, again guys, I'm again telling, please keep your pen and paper with yourself. You need to note down the things what I will be telling you. Okay, and I will be also showing you a few documents. I will be uploading those documents in the Telegram group as well. Fine. So need not worry. Fine, need not worry. Just be there, just listen, enjoy the session. Okay. Now, by ancient medieval art and culture पढ़ना क्यों है? Why we need to study ancient history, art and culture for prelims? What is the weightage? See, ancient history and the related art and culture questions. Okay. There was weightage. Like if you see 2024 paper, roughly 5 questions, not roughly, directly 5 questions were there. 23 May, 7, 22, 3, 2021, 6. So you can see ancient history and the related art and culture. So what do we mean by ancient history and the related art and culture? So let's say, for example, Gupta period. Okay, Gupta period and the contributions of the Gupta period to the polity, economy, society, okay, and in general culture as well, we study in the ancient history. But a few important things like a particular type of temple architecture which developed during Gupta period. Could you people name any of you, if you are aware about what was the type of temple architecture which got like what you can say, which came into prominence during the Gupta period? You can take a guess. That style of architecture. Yes, good. Many of the students are correct. It's Nagara style, right? So Gupta architecture, we study separately in art and culture, but it's related to your ancient history. So when we are counting the questions, when you people also will analyze the paper, you should count in this manner. Okay. The ancient history and the related art and culture questions. Weightage is like 6 to like in 2023, 7 questions were there. So like 6 to 7 questions, 5, 6, 7 questions are there, right? Particularly with respect to ancient history. Okay. Moving to medieval history and the related art and culture. What is the weightage? So in 2024, like 2 questions were there. In 23, 4 questions were there. In 22, 6 questions were there. So, and again, in 2021, 4 questions were there. So roughly you can say, on an average, 3 to 4 questions are there with ancient, with medieval history and the art and culture, right? Now, let me tell you, you people are aware with respect to the current affairs, what is happening over there, right? You people must be also aware with respect to the policies of the current government, right? Is it right to say that the current government policies are little bit inclined toward the cultural development? Government have came up with large amount of schemes, certain initiatives to boost India's cultural heritage, right? They have, like, current government have, like, since last 10 years, right? What they have done, they have basically like proliferated, okay, awareness regarding the art and culture, regarding the ancient history, regarding the medieval history, right? And guys, see, these policies do get replicated, these policies do get proliferated in the exams as well, which are being conducted by the constitutional bodies. UPSC, which is again an independent body, but the policies of the current government are reflected in the question pattern as well. You can see it. Okay. Now, why exactly it's reflected? Because it's a part of current affairs. Yeah. The government policies, the government schemes, which are part of the current affairs, they are getting reflected in. So questions will be asked with respect to ancient and medieval and art and culture. Right. Now, fine. After seeing the weightage, you people should know that how much important is ancient, medieval, and art and culture. So, if you collectively see 24 paper, 2 questions here and 5 questions here. So, 7 questions. Okay, 7 questions in total were from art and culture and ancient and medieval. Year 2023, 7 questions over here, ancient May, and then the 4 questions. So, roughly 11 questions in year 2023. 7 questions in year 2024. Got it? So you can get an average like 7 to 11%. 7 to 11% of your prelims is the game of ancient, medieval, and art and culture. Fine. So please do not neglect these subjects. Read it properly, understand the concepts. I will give you a basic approach how you should be like going through these particular subjects. Okay. Fine. Again, one more thing. See, guys, at the end of the session, we will be having a doubt session, like doubt discussion session. So you can post your Q&A, your doubts in the Q&A section. At the end of the session, we will be discussing these doubts. Whatever doubts you have, do not write in the chat section, post it in the Q&A section. At the end, we will be discussing all these doubts. Fine. Now, coming to the relevance of ancient, medieval, and art and culture in mains. So if you see the relevance in mains, in 2021, one question was asked. Okay. In 22, 3 questions were asked, and then so on. In 23 and 24, 3 questions were there. Fine. 3 questions at times are divided like 2 10 marker or 1 15 marker, or maybe 2 15 marker and 1 10 marker, right? So roughly 3 questions are there. Not a big, what you can say, not a big chunk of your GS1 paper, but yes, since the questions are being asked, you people know that mains may even 1 or 2 marks can make a change, right? So I advise you, you should be also revising ancient, medieval, and art and culture for your mains. Now we will discuss the sources. Sources may always remember whatever sources. See, again, I'm repeating, many of the students, they had the doubts with respect to the sources for ancient, medieval, and art and culture, particularly for mains. Mains में क्या extra कुछ पढ़ना है क्या? So remember, guys, whatever you have studied for prelims, that's all. You need not read any other extra book. You need not read any other extra material outside there in the market. Okay. Just revise what you have read for the prelims, and on the basis of that, you can be able to solve the mains questions. Okay. Let me show you over here. Mains questions from 2024. There are 3 questions over here. Okay. First, underline the changes in the field of society and economy from Rig Vedic to later Vedic period. Now, Rig Vedic period, later Vedic period, we study the differentiation between the 2 periods in the field of society, in the field of economy, polity, religion, and many other things, right? That too, we study these things for your prelims, right? Now, tell me, do you require any other book to write this answer? No. Whatever sources you have referred to with respect to your prelims, but only that particular sources you need to revise again for your mains. Okay. Yes, extra effort is there with respect to answer writing. Extra effort is there with respect to answer writing. Got it? तो वो तो करना ही है. When you will do answer writing, first you should be having the content with you. So first, content, reading, understanding concepts, conceptual clarity. Okay. Then revising and then writing the answers. This will help you, okay, or like solve the questions in mains and also solve the questions in prelims. Got it? See the second question. Estimate the contributions of Pallavas of Kanchi for the development of art and literature of South India. Pallavas ka contribution. We refer to the contribution of Pallavas in the later ancient, later ancient history, and even in the art and culture, right? The temple developments. Okay, the city of Mahabalipuram. What all these things are, where you have studied, these are there in the standard books. You don't need to refer to any other extra source for your mains, right? So moral of this particular discussion right now is just revise the things, just revise the sources which I will be telling you for the prelims, okay, and then just revise it for the mains again. No need to add any extra book, okay. So these are a number of questions which you will see over here, right? Mains may in 2023, like 3 questions were there. 2022, 3 questions were there. 21, single question was there, right? With respect to the nature of Bhakti literature. Okay. So this is me, Rohan Salunke. I will take a few seconds to tell you that Prelims 360 batch is there, right? Where we usually discuss, like that is a kind of crash course for your prelims, where I take ancient, medieval, and art and culture, where basically we will be revising everything. You will be getting the notes. Again, those notes are nothing but my lectures, PPTs, which have done awesome since last 3 years. Fine. So that is what exactly. Rest you can go and you can check on the website. I need not tell much more about it, right? Let's move ahead. Let's start with respect to the sources of ancient. Now, guys, see. Okay. See, guys, whatever doubts you have, please post in the Q&A section. At last, we'll discuss all these doubts. Okay. Sorry. So, sources for ancient India. Many of you might be aware about this book. This book, it's class 11th NCRT. It's class 11th NCRT. Now, in the market, there is again alternative book to this. That is nothing but R.S. Sharma. The content in both the books, class 11th NCRT and this book of R.S. Sharma, is same word by word, because this book, this old NCRT is written by this person R.S. Sharma himself. Okay, so you need not get confused कि old NCRT पढ़नी है, R.S. Sharma पढ़ना है, new NCRT पढ़नी है, उसके ऊपर भी बात करेंगे. We'll also have a discussion over the reading of old NCRT and new NCRTs, right? Now, what you need to do, what you people need to do, sources for ancient India. See, this old NCRT, this will be your base material. Okay, this will be your base material, in the sense, for understanding concept, for your conceptual clarity, this book, Ancient India, okay, Ancient India class 11th NCRT is must. You should start from this particular book. Okay, read it word by word. No need to make notes in the first reading. I'm again telling, first reading may you need not make notes. First reading is a kind of understanding the things, how the things are proceeding. Okay, what all things are there, right, in these books, right? Now, we'll discuss again. See, what will be the steps? Step 1 will be to read class 11th book. Okay. Then step 2. Step 2 will be to revise this class 11th book and making notes. Now, how to make notes? Everything I will tell you. You need not make notes of each and every content which is given in that particular book. Notes कौन से topics के बनाने हैं? I will tell you. ठीक है? And thereafter, your step 3 will be to read this Tamil Nadu book. This Tamil Nadu book, which is shown over here, that is the higher secondary first year. This is the what you can say, a kind of revision book, you can say. Okay, once you are done with R.S. Sharma or the old NCERT book, just read this book. Okay, इसमें क्या करना है, what all things, let's say you find new, suppose you find a new concept in Tamil Nadu book, just read that particular concept, just highlight that particular concept. Like you can also add that particular concept to your notes. Okay, so this should be the complete strategy for your ancient. Okay, now sources for the medieval, again the same thing, the same steps you need to follow. Step number 1, class 11th, this particular book. Okay, again the author is Satish Chandra. Read this book, and in second step, when you will be revising this, that time you can make notes. Okay, that time you can make notes. And the third step will be the Tamil Nadu book, that is giving a skim reading to this particular book and adding a few important concepts which you will find new, totally new, which were not there in the in this particular class 11th NCERT. Fine, this should be the basic approach, this should be the basic sources. Now guys, see, many of you people, they might be joining the course of Prelims 360. Okay, those people who will be joining Prelims 360, they need not make notes, they just need to refer the lectures, PPTs, that's all. Because ये concept जो है, जो prelims important है, those concepts which are important from the prelims point of view, I will be discussing them there itself, and you will be provided the lectures, PPTs and all. You need not refer to any other book. But for those people who will not be like attending, or let's say will not be buying that particular course, will not be enrolling that particular course, this is the right way to complete this particular ancient and medieval. Okay, see guys, ऐसा नहीं है कि I want you people to come and like forcefully join this course, right? I am telling you a basic approach. If you join the course, it's fine, वो notes वोट्स मिल जाते हैं. If you do not, ठीक है, do follow this strategy. It will look a little bit cumbersome, ठीक है, अभी ज्यादा आपको लग रहा है, अभी burden लग रहा है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, it's looking like a burden to you people right now because there are multiple steps involved. But let me tell you, these things, let's say when you read first time class 11th, it will take hardly 10 days. For revising it again, it will take 7 days. Okay, revising and notes making. Fine. And then the Tamil Nadu book, you can skim through it in 2 days. It's very short, hardly 120 pages for ancient, right? In this in this 20 days roughly, you will be completing with your ancient, and then you need not refer to any other source, right? Bas itna kar lo, that's fine. Similarly for the medieval, and that's fine. Okay, 20 plus 20 days, roughly like 35-40 days are needed for this particular subject, which is let's say gaining you 9 to 10 questions, or let's say 18 to 20 marks in the prelims. Fine, so it is needed guys, okay? Do not ignore these sources, please. Now we'll discuss about new NCERT, what you should read. Should you read new NCERT? So see guys, new NCERT is not required. Why? Because whatever content is there in that particular book, it is from the point of view of a story kind of thing. ठीक है, उसमें से real questions नहीं पूछे जाते. ठीक है, तो old NCERT पढ़ो, read old NCERT and read Tamil Nadu book. Tamil Nadu book is very important because questions associated with Sangam literature. Okay, questions associated with the Pallavas, questions associated with Chalukyas, questions associated with Vijayanagara Empire. These are solved from this book. That is the reason I have asked you people to add this particular book to your list. Okay, fine. Now, moving ahead to art and culture. Guys, see, with respect to art and culture, whenever you will refer to ancient history, suppose when you are reading this particular book, class 11th NCERT, let's say you are revising, let's say you're reading Gupta Empire, let's say you're reading Mauryan Empire. So whenever you will read Mauryan Empire, whenever you will read Gupta Empire, so there itself the art and culture contribution is given in that particular book. Okay, so read it, fine. And then once you are done with the ancient history, once you are done with the ancient and medieval history, then thereafter read this book. That is an introduction to Indian art. That is part 1. Okay, fine arts ka book hai, right? Reading this book after ancient and medieval will hardly take you 4 to 5 days. 4 to 5 days लगेंगे इस particular book को पढ़ने में, right? And that's more than enough. That's more than enough. Now, many of you people have like tendency that मतलब वो क्या करते, complicate कर देते sources, right? I will simplify it. Either read fine arts or read Nitin Singhania. My personal choice is that fine arts का जो book है, supplement it with these particular sources, that is old NCERT Tamil Nadu, then old NCERT medieval and Tamil Nadu history, and that's fine. And then add to your arsenal this particular book, that is an introduction to Indian arts. Do this, okay? If you are not willing to do this, fine, no issues. Indian art and culture Nitin Singhania sir का भी एक book है. That book is really very awesome book, but it's, let's say, quite a bit lengthy. It's quite a bit bulkier book. Okay, it's quite a bit lengthy book. तो इसमें अभी पढ़ना क्या है आर्ट एंड कल्चर में, ठीक है? See, this book is very good, very beautifully made book, but it's way bulkier. So what all things you should read in this particular book? So I will change the screen. I will share the new screen over there. I will tell you what all topics you should be reading from this particular book. Okay, just give me a second. Yes, guys. So are you able to see the screen? Yes, tell me, guys, are you able to see the screen? I have shared the screen. These are nothing but the most important topic which you should read from the Nitin Singhania. Again, I am telling, it's your choice. I am advising first to read the ancient history, supplement with the R.S. Sharma book, right? Then this fine arts book, and then the medieval wala book. Okay, and then still, if you are having time, if you still want to read Nitin Singhania, I am not advising reading it because वो काफी burden है, काफी lengthy है. But if you want to read it, read these particular topics. These are very important. Okay, these are very important. Any which way, all these topics are covered in your ancient history NCERT, in your medieval NCERT, and then in Tamil Nadu book, and also in your fine arts book. Okay, so you can read it from there as well. Okay, rather than doing duplication efforts, you can directly read it there itself, right? But if you want to still read any kind of art and culture separately, I will add these documents, read these documents, and like these particular topics from this book. Okay, you can download it, fine. So what all are important? Basically, see, Indian architecture hai ancient medieval, fine. Harappan architecture, Mauryan, Buddhist, Gupta. So you can directly download it, you can watch it, and that's fine. Okay, now let me share the screen again, just a second. Yes, this PDF will be given to you people, need not worry. This PDF will be there. I will be uploading it in the Telegram group. ठीक है, अपना जो Telegram है, Telegram channel है, in that Telegram channel, this particular PDFs, all these particular PDFs will be added. Okay, fine. Okay, now we discussed about the relevance of the current affairs earlier. Let me show it to you here. See, relevance of current affairs. In 2024, there were a few questions where the questions directly were asked with respect to current affairs. See, which one of the following was the latest inclusion in INTAC? ठीक है, Indian, sorry, intangible cultural heritage, जिसको INTAC बोलते हैं, list of UNESCO. Fine. So, latest inclusion of INTAC list of UNESCO. What exactly it is? It is the part of your current affairs. Got it? It's the part of your current affairs. Yes. So could you answer this particular question? Yes, guys, tell me. Could you answer this particular question? If you're aware, if you're generally aware, which of this was added in the list of intact? Good. uh नहीं, दुर्गा पूजा नहीं है, इट्स गरबा. Fine. Okay. Now, coming to this particular question. Now, see, guys, which one of the following is a work attributed to playwright Bhasa? Which one of the following is a work attributed to the playwright Bhasa? Okay. Now, if you read this particular article, okay, it was in the New Indian Express. It was like in the November 2023. Okay, the article was from November 2023. You can directly go, you can check it out. यहाँ पे ना सारी चीजें दी गई हैं कालिदास के बारे में, भाषा के बारे में, right? So you can mention, you can read that particular thing over here. So the idea is, let me tell you why we are discussing all these things. We are discussing all these things because to tell you that you should not ignore current affairs associated with ancient, medieval, and art and culture. Got it? If you are aware about, there was a question earlier in 2022 with respect to Meetakshar of Vijnaneshwar. Now, why it was in news, Meetakshar of Vijnaneshwar? Because there was issues going on with respect to the inheritance rights to the women. And that is the reason there was an article over there on Meetakshar. If you are aware, there was a question once asked on Tansen, Mia Tansen, the title given to him, Mia Tansen, right? So again, there was a editorial, whole sorted editorial with respect to the story of Tansen and the story of Tansen and Akbar. ठीक है? So ये सारी चीजें जो ना न्यूज में होती है. So randomly, if any question comes, for those people who have already referred to the current affairs associated with ancient, medieval, and art and culture, you should be chill. You should be able to solve that particular question, right? Moving ahead. See, 2024. Again, consider the following properties included in the World Heritage List released by UNESCO. 4 options were there. Shantiniketan, Rani Ki Vav, okay, sacred ensembles of the Hoysalas, Mahabodhi temple complex at Bodh. Okay. So all these things are again very much important. They were in news, World Heritage List, right? Okay. Fine. Yes, you can attempt this question. Yes, guys, you can attempt this question. Tell me. In general, if you are aware about, tell me what was the solution to this. Yes, students. Achha, let me tell you, answer is B. That is only 2. But which are the only 2? Yes, which are the only 2? Tell me. Was it Mahabodhi temple complex? No. ठीक है, क्या थे फिर ये? Okay, you're getting confused. Shantiniketan, yes, and Hoysala's architecture. Hoysala's architecture, this thing, again, let me tell you, Chennakeshav temple is there. Chennakeshwar temple is there. That is a part of Hoysala architecture and it was in news, and that is the reason it was asked. Okay, that is the reason it was asked. We have like elaborately discussed this particular topic in the current affairs classes. Okay, so need not worry about that. Fine. Again, coming to 2023 paper. In which one of the following regions was Dhanya Kataka, which flourished as prominent Buddhist center under Mahasanghikas located? Now, see, students, Dhanya Kataka wala jo hai na, it's like I have covered it earlier in our lecture, so students were able to solve it. Dhanya Katika is nothing but old name of Amravati, the modern days Amravati. There was a new article, there was news article, okay, on this particular topic. Again, though it was in Times of India, okay, though it was in Times of India, but the issue around Amravati was a big issue. Why? Because that Amravati, the city of Amravati, okay, that was to be developed, but it hasn't been developed yet. Right? There are some infrastructural issues, there are some political issues going on with respect to the development of Amravati, and that is the reason many articles were there. It was in news, it was in political debate as well, right? And उसी के basis पे different newspapers, different video channels also they have covered these particular things. Suppose in case henceforth, if any kind of such place is in news, okay, if any kind of such place is in news, and maybe like newspaper, the standard newspapers like The Hindu or Indian Express isn't covering that, so what you need to do, you just need to pick up that particular topic, okay, Google it. You're fortunate enough that there is Chat GPT right now, right? So you can directly Google it, you can use that particular thing, or you can directly refer it to the Chat GPT. You can tell it to give a basic idea about this particular location, that particular historical personality, or any architecture, or any temple complex, whatever it might be in the news, right? Okay, fine. Again, in 2023, see, the concept of stupa is Buddhist in origin. Stupa was generally a repository of relics. Stupa was votives of Buddhist tradition. Why it was in, again, why the question might have been asked? Again, there are possibilities, right? Here we are discussing it as a possibility because stupa is the part of your static syllabus as well. Stupa is the part of your static syllabus as well. But there were many articles again with respect to the discovery of stupa by Archaeological Survey of India. Okay. And in this article, if you would have read this particular article, ये जो first statement है आपका, the concept of stupa, ठीक है, is Buddhist origin or not, okay, everything would have been cleared. Second statement as well, these two statements you could have been able to solve if you would have read this particular article, or in general, if you have basically read about the concept of stupa, this question would have been easily solved, right? Okay, guys, whatever doubts you have, please post in the Q&A section. At the end of the session, we will be discussing all your doubts. Need not worry, we will be discussing all your doubts. Okay, now let's come towards the basic approach for the prelims. Okay, basic approach for the prelims, or in general for your mains as well. Why? Because I have already discussed earlier, whatever you will refer to your prelims, that again you need to revise after the prelims for your mains. It's very simple. Need not complicate, need not multiply the sources. Always remember, keep your sources limited. One standard book and one reference book. That's all. One standard book, one reference book. For those students who will be enrolling with respect to prelims 360, I am like, while I will be taking the lectures, I will also ask you people to read the standard book and my lectures PPTs. Okay, but for the revision lectures, PPTs are enough. It's covering everything over there. Need not go back and read the basic book again. But I will still want, let's say, I will still advise you people to read the basic standard books. Why? Because that is basically the bridge, right? I am telling you, let's say, I will be teaching you, you will be understanding the things, right? But when you will read the basic book, the standard book, the NCRT, you will be connecting the dots. Got it? Okay. What is the first step? Whenever you will read henceforth ancient, medieval, or art and culture, or in general any other subject, okay, understanding the concept is very much important. Right? See, I have heard this thing from many of our students, many of my colleagues, कि यार ancient, medieval, art and culture में concepts नहीं है, वहां पे रट्टा मारना पड़ता है. This also many of you might be feeling, right? But I agree that rectification is there in ancient, medieval, and art and culture, but there are concepts as well. Take an example of this question. Could you be able to solve this question of stupa if you don't know the concept of stupa? You would not be able to solve, right? स्तूपा का कॉन्सेप्ट आपको पता होना चाहिए, तब आप सॉल्व कर सकते थे. Got it? There are multiple questions such asked, like let's say for example, the concept of soul, universal soul, which is associated with Jainism. The question was asked on that. Concept of Hinayana Buddhism, concept of Mahayana Buddhism, right? So all these kind of things, there are concept. Understanding the concept is very important. Second thing is notes making. Notes making may again, guys, see what comprises of notes making in ancient, medieval, and art and culture. Timeline. Timeline and flowchart are more or less similar. Okay. Mapping, that is, you need to locate the important sites on the India's political map. And the another important thing is mnemonics. Let's say, for example, you need to rectify a multiple, what you can say, sects which are there under Buddhism, sects which are there under Jainism. तो आप उसको याद कैसे रखोगे? Build a mnemonic. ठीक है, कुछ भी स्टोरी बनाओ, build a mnemonic around that particular thing. Okay, make a small poem, make a kind of song or whatever you might like. ऐसे याद हो जाता है. ठीक है, this is how the things are remembered. ठीक है. Now, notes making, with respect to notes making, we'll again see in the subsequent slides. No need to worry over there. See, guys, the third thing is, once you are done with all these notes making thing, once you are done with the timeline, the mapping, and then the mnemonics and all, okay, also you have understood the concept by then. Third thing comes is multiple revisions. Each and every subject which is there in the prelims, I would advise you people to revise each and every subject at least 4 times before the prelims. That is a mandatory thing. 4 times तो must है. ठीक है, 5 बार होता है, well and good. 4 times you should revise. And not only revising, okay, let's say revise it and then solve the MCQs. Practice MCQs. Okay, revise ancient, medieval, art and culture, practice the MCQs. Revise any other particular subject, practice MCQs. MCQs may again, what all things you can do? PYQs, you can solve the previous year questions. You can solve the sectional tests which are available in the market. See, guys, there are many sectional tests available in the market. You can directly go on Google, just type there freeupscmaterial.com. You can download those things for free. विजन आईएएस है, वाजीराम है, किसी का भी डाउनलोड करके टेक्स्ट सेक्शनल टेस्ट दे दो. दैट विल हेल्प यू आउट. ओके, and then not only just giving the test but also analyzing that. So what do we mean by analyzing the test, or let's say analyzing the questions? Suppose you are solving PYQs, or let's say you are solving tests. Okay, and in these PYQs, in these tests, suppose you have like attempted 20 questions superficially. In these 20 questions, suppose 15 questions were right and 5 questions were wrong. Now, how you need to analyze, what you need to do with respect to the analysis is, take these 5 questions which went wrong, see whether the concept was missing or you were not able to like recall the thing. Okay, you were not able to recall the thing. If concept is missing, if you are not able to understand the concept and still you were attempting that particular question, so the concept is wrong, just strengthen your concept, just make that concept clear. If you were not able to recall the concept at that particular moment, obviously that's a drawback on the revision. Okay, so you need to revise again those particular topics. Fine, got it? This is what exactly the analysis is. Fine. Now, we'll discuss a few problems which are fetched with respect to ancient, medieval and art and culture. In general, कुछ problems है जो बच्चों को ancient, medieval and art and culture में आते हैं. What are these problems? First, the vast syllabus itself. First is vast syllabus. Yes, I agree. The syllabus is very vast. Okay, the syllabus is very vast. The syllabus is very big. It requires time to complete. As we have seen, आपको लगभग 25-30 डेज लगेंगे पूरा कंप्लीट करने के लिए एंशिएंट मिडिवल एंड आर्ट एंड कल्चर. बट व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन टू दिस प्रॉब्लम? प्रायोरिटी बेस्ड लर्निंग. What do we mean by priority based learning? It means give more importance, give more importance, give more importance to those particular topics. Just a second. Give more importance to those particular topics which are at high priority. Now, why we say these topics are at higher priority, or let's say these are very important? Why? Because the questions have been asked earlier in PYQs with respect to that particular topics, and that is the reason the first aim while revising, reading mein to chalo, reading mein at least you should be reading everything, but when it comes to revision, the first priority should be the very high priority topics. Okay, the most important topics you should read. Now, documents by me will help you. Again, I will share the screen. Again, I will show you. I have like categorized a few topics from ancient, medieval, and art and culture. तो मैंने आपको बता दिया, ठीक है? From ancient and medieval, I have categorized a few topics. Let me share the screen. Just a second. Yes. Are you able to see the screen, guys? Just tell me. Yes, students. Okay. So this screen which you're seeing right now, this PDF, it's containing high priority topics, then the medium priority topics, and then the low priority topics with respect to ancient. Similarly is with respect to medieval also. Okay. Low priority topics of ancient, low priority topics of, again, sorry, medium priority topics, and then the high priority topics. So what should be your aim? Your aim when you're revising it, when you're revising the entire ancient, medieval, and art and culture for the second time, third time, fourth time, you should first prioritize the high priority topics. These 6 topics, these 6 chapters you should read. Then go for the 8 chapters, the medium one. Okay. Low priority topics you can afford to skip. Even if you do not read, it's fine. यहाँ से questions बनते नहीं, ठीक है? यहाँ से questions नहीं बनने वाले. Got it? These documents I will be sharing in the Telegram group. No need to worry. These documents I will be sharing in the Telegram group. ठीक है? Just open this document. यहाँ पे आपको सारी चीजें मिल जाएंगी. Very important topics. Again, it's like aligned by using the index terms, right? पूरा इंडेक्स है इसमें एनसीईआरटी का. तो जो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स है उसको पहले करो, इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स करो बाद में, ठीक है? एंड यू कैन अफोर्ड स्कीपिंग द लास्ट प्रायोरिटी टॉपिक्स. Those are not much important because questions are not there from these particular topics. Okay, particularly in prelims, these things we are talking about prelims. Okay, remember guys, high priority topics जो हम लोग यहाँ पे बात कर रहे हैं, these are prelims oriented things. Fine. Similarly, there are with respect to medieval as well. Okay, so let me share it. Just a second. See here again, high priority topics of medieval India, medium priority topics of medieval India, and then the low priority topics. You can afford skipping low priority topics, but you should not skip, or you should not hurry with high priority topics and the medium priority topics. You should go very slow, understand the concepts, and then the things are done. Okay. Coming back to our lectures PPT. Just a second. Let me share it once again. So I have connected it through the tablet. That is the reason I need to switch it in between and so. Okay. Yes. Guys, need not worry. These documents will be provided in the Telegram group. So just after the session by tonight, you will receive these documents. Need not worry. Okay. First problem जो था vast syllabus का, उसको अपन ने solve कर दिया priority based learning से. Second problem, remembering facts. How to remember the facts? How to remember the chronology? Which thing comes first? Which thing comes next? There is a very simple solution to it. Very simple solution to it. Prepare a kind of flow chart. Prepare a kind of timeline chart. Prepare a kind of timeline chart. Okay. Now, See, these timeline charts I usually share in my lectures. You people need not worry. Those who will be joining the lectures, unko to milega. Those people who would not be joining need not worry. When I will be like teaching the lectures, as I will be providing these charts to the students, those who have enrolled, simultaneously I will be providing these timeline charts in our Telegram group. It's open for all. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि ये डॉक्यूमेंट मैं शेयर नहीं करने वाला हूं, मैं करूंगा, बट after teaching the students immediately on that particular night I will share it. Okay, so I want you people that you should be revising. Okay, first I want you people, the basic approach which I have told you, just follow that approach. ये टाइमलाइन है, ये जो मैपिंग है, all these charts will be useful to you people once you have read everything. So need not worry. It's not like these timeline charts are just limited to the students of the course. I will be providing to you. Okay, obviously they will be learning those charts, I will be teaching them those charts, but this documents I will be providing to you. Okay, need not worry. Acha, one more thing I need to tell you is the basic approach. This session, this webinar is with respect to the approach to ancient medieval and art and culture, right? So what do we mean by timeline? What do we mean by mapping? Again, I will share the screen. See, this is a handmade, this is made by me. Just a second, let me zoom it out. This is nothing but the post-Mauryan period ka timeline. Okay, Mauryan period ends, the last king of Mauryan period will be killed by Pushyamitra Shunga, and then in the North India, Shunga dynasty will emerge. But after that, what again comes? Shunga dynasty में उसके बाद में Kanwas आते हैं, and then Kanwas, Kushan's rule. So this is a kind of timeline. This is a kind of thing which are going on parallelly. In post-Mauryan period, all these things are going on simultaneously. Let's say in northern India, Shungas will come. After Shungas, Kanwas will come. But in northwestern frontier, Bactrians, Scythians, Parthians are there. These Bactrians, Scythians, Parthians will be again defeated by Kushans. Then Kushans will rule northwestern frontier and the northern India as well. So after Kanwas, again Kushans will rule. Simultaneously, parallelly, what is happening in the Deccan region? Satavahanas are ruling. Okay? And in the extreme south, again, Sangam dynasties hai, Chola, Chera, Pandya. So why I am telling you these things? Dekho, in lectures, I usually discuss everything. When you will read in the basic sources, you also get to know all these things. But I want you people to make such kind of timeline charts, such kind of flow charts of the timeline, because it helps you to understand the chronology of the dynasties, of the kings. Okay, and iske basis pe questions aate hai. Prelims mein each year you will get to see a question associated with chronology. Okay, medieval as well as ancient, कोई भी कुछ ना कुछ तो alternatively question पूछे जाते हैं in terms of the order of the dynasties or the empires. Okay, and that is the reason you should be knowing it. Fine. Second document which I will be sharing is, that is the mapping. Okay, so what do we mean by mapping? When I tell कि mapping करना है आपको, geographical locations map करना है, तो what exactly it is? It's very simple. It's not a new rocket science or something like that. It's very simple. By India's political map, you will get this India's political map anywhere in the stationery. This is not the political map. This is basically the diagram drawn by me, where I have highlighted the important 16 Mahajanpadas. So you need to also locate those locations, right? ये सारी चीजें जो है ना, it is very important with respect to remembering the facts. So the second problem which you people will usually in general people are having, that is remembering the facts and figures. So first, timeline will help you out. Second, maps, location, or let's say locating the important things on the maps will help you out. Okay, and third, again, let me tell you, third, there is a problem with respect to some important facts and figures. Let's say the terminologies. Okay, कौन सी important terminologies होती है जो आपको पढ़नी होती है. So when the course will start, I will provide that list of the terminologies as well. Need not worry. जो जो टर्मिनोलॉजीज होती है ना, उनकी जो लिस्ट है, आई विल बी प्रोवाइडिंग इट. एंड दोज टर्मिनोलॉजीज विच हैव बीन आस्क्ड इन द PYQs, which are very much useful with respect to your prelims, you can use those terminologies in your mains answers as well. The list I will be providing, need not worry. तो वो terminology जो है, how to revise that particular terminology, how to recall those, that's very simple. Just note down all these terminologies in a single A4 size paper, stick it on the wall or in front of the table or whatever, wherever you are sitting. You can stick it just besides your bed also. Okay. सुबह उठते ही 10-15 मिनट वो जो टर्मिनोलॉजीज है उसको देखो. Immediately after waking up in the morning, just read those terminologies for 10-15 minutes. Just revise it. Simultaneously, just before going to bed, again revise those things. Do this thing consistently for 7 days. I guarantee ये सारी चीजें रट्टा हो जाएंगी. These things will be there in your mind for long. Okay. Solutions are very simple, guys. कुछ इतना टेक्निकल नहीं बता रहा हूं मैं. आई एम नॉट टेलिंग एनी टेक्निकल साइंस. Solutions are very simple. Got it? Okay. Third thing is again whether to make notes or not. So many of the students, they ask me, they mail me, sir, ancient medieval के notes बनाने हैं क्या नहीं, बनाने हैं तो कैसे? Whether we should be making notes of ancient medieval or art and culture or not. So let's resolve this particular issue. Notes making, yes, you should do it, but which topics? Only the most important topics. The documents which I shared earlier, the documents which I discussed earlier, let me share the screen again. That is the exercise what we are doing often and often, but that will help you guys. So these topics, the high priority topics, the medium priority topics, I want you people to make notes on these particular topics. Okay. High priority topics के notes तो बनाओ ही बनाओ. You should be making high priority topics notes. Medium priority topics also you should note down. But with respect to low priority topics, you can ignore making notes. You can directly highlight in the lecture, in the standard book. If you revise it, it's fine. If you don't, just not to worry. ठीक है, वहां से questions नहीं आने वाले. These are the names are nothing but the chapter's name itself, right? Let's say, for example, when we talk about ancient India, high priority topics, so you can see the letters, right? Important Indus Valley sites. Questions are asked from that. Important Indus Valley sites. Dholvira के ऊपर question था. Question was there on the city of Dholvira. Question was there on the city of Rangpur. Question was there on the city of Desalpur. Quote दीजिए, right? Early later Vedic age. Mains में question था. 16 Mahajanpadas. So, see, very simple question was there in prelims, right? Jainism, Buddhism. Often there are questions, various sects and features. So all these things you should be noting down. Okay. Now, coming back to our webinars PPT, just a second. Need not worry, guys. I will be posting all these PDFs in the Telegram channel. So be chill. Okay. You will get these docs. Fine. The fourth problem. Solving the questions in prelims. So, see. Solving the questions in prelims. 8 to 9 questions we have seen are coming in your prelims with respect to ancient, medieval, and art and culture collectively. Okay. It is not required for you people to attempt all 8 to 9 questions. It is not required. Always remember, ancient, medieval, and art and culture, it's comparatively more factual than the other subjects. When we compare it with polity, when we compare it with economy, those subjects are a little bit more conceptual. But ancient, medieval, and art and culture, these are more facts oriented. Concepts are there, but also associated with the concepts, facts are also there, right? So if 8 to 9 questions are coming in ancient and medieval, if you have read all the basic sources which I told you, okay, it's fine. if you have, let's say, referred to the basic standard books, that is again the NCRTs and the extra reference book which I suggested, Tamil Nadu book and the fine arts NCRT, and suppose if you have also read the Nitin Singhania sir's book, okay, itna karke, and also current affairs, need not forget current affairs. Current affairs is also the part of your ancient medieval art and culture. The statement will be very weird, but that is the thing. As we have seen, questions are there from the current affairs as well, right? So 8 to 9 questions, if they are asked in the prelims, your aim should be to solve at least 6 questions, 5 to 6 questions. 5 to 6 questions. And all those 5 to 6 questions should be correct. So your aim should be that. Okay, just a second. I guess it's your aim should be to solve 5 to 6 questions. If 8 or 9 questions are asked, your aim should be to solve 5 to 6 questions, and all those questions should be correct. Because in ancient and medieval questions, very factual type of questions are asked. See this question: which one of the following explains the practice of Vatta Kirutal as mentioned in Sangam poems? Now, when this question came, honestly speaking, I was also shocked with respect to the concept. I have referred to multiple sources. I have referred to many books in my journey of preparation, in my journey of teaching, but I haven't seen this word. Okay. Such kind of questions will be there. Always remember, such kind of questions in ancient medieval and art and culture, such kind of 2-3 questions will be there. You should understand that if that's a bit factual, if you are able to understand, let's say, for those people who might have read Sangam poems, for our friends who might be from Tamil Nadu, okay, state of Tamil Nadu, and they might have referred to this concept. If you are able to solve, then only solve it. Do not guess such kind of questions. If you know, you know. If you don't, avoid that questions. We need not solve all the 100 questions in prelims. Our aim should be to solve 85 questions. 85 questions being the comfort zone where students are getting. That's my experience, Abhijit sir's experience, any other faculty's experience, and many of our students' experience, that whenever they are solving 84, 85, 86 questions, they are like, majority of the number of the students and the people like me and our colleague, they are scoring 100 and above. तो your comfort zone should be 85 questions. 15 questions छोड़ देने हैं. And these 2-3 factual questions from art and culture, from ancient medieval, will be out of them. Okay. Fine. So I would have not, like, let's say, if I was giving the prelims and this question will come, I have read multiple sources. You people should be confident you have read the sources which I have told you. This concept is not there. Skip it. Directly cross it. You need to take very calculated risk. You should not be like marking any of the option and going ahead. That's not the case. You should be skipping this thing. Okay. Those questions which are there from our basic books, from our lectures, PPTs, from the current affairs, or whatever you might have read, solve them. Those questions which are totally new to you, which are, let's say, very factual, where statements are not there, like 1 or 2, 1 and 2, 2 only, 3 only, avoid those questions. Coming to the another questions, like, let's say, for example, this. Again, I consider these 2 questions as comparatively easy because like, I'm teaching these particular concepts in our lectures since like 4 years. Okay. But suppose any of you are not aware about these concepts. Any of you are not aware about the concept that who among the following rulers of Vijayanagara constructed a large dam across the Tungabhadra river. If you are not aware, if you haven't read anywhere in any book, do not guess. Do not guess. I would advise you to skip. Okay. I am teaching these concepts. Vijayanagara Empire is very important from the syllabus point of view, from your prelims point of view. The answer is Devraya 1. We have discussed these things in the lecture. So those people who have read it, it's fine. उन्होंने solve किया होगा question. Coming to the second question again. Who of the following rulers of medieval India gave permission to the Portuguese to build a fort at Bhatkal? Again, a very factual question. If you know, you know. If you don't know, so you won't be able to solve. In case if you do not have any idea who was the person, just ignore that question. Just skip it. Okay. Now I know this answer. Many of our students have attempted it. When in the lecture I was teaching Vijayanagara Empire, I have taught them that Krishna Dev Raya maintained good relations with Portuguese. There was a give and take between Portuguese and the Krishna Dev Raya. Okay. And Krishna Dev Raya also facilitated the trade with respect to the Portuguese, the what you can say, the establishment of some infrastructure of Portuguese in his territory. तो इसका आंसर ए बनता है. ठीक है. But if you haven't read it, even if let's say like you would have attended my lectures, but अगर ऐसे कुछ क्वेश्चन आता है जो मेरे lectures में भी नहीं है, suppose those kind of questions come which are not there even in my lectures PPTs, even if I would not have taught you, and such kind of question comes in the paper, skip it. If this is kind of factual question like this, skip it. Okay, you need to attempt 85 questions in all. Fine. So those 2-3 questions in ancient medieval art and culture you can afford to skip. Okay. Sorry. Which one of the following is the work attributed to the playwright Bhasa? Again, it was in news, but suppose any one of you might not have read that news. It's very factual question. If you know, it's fine. If you don't know, do not attempt that particular question. Very factual. Sanghabhuti, again, an Indian Buddhist monk who traveled to China, okay, and the work associated with it. If you know, it's fine. Nahi pata, leave that particular question. Leave that particular question. Okay. If you have referred to, see, always guys, be confident, have faith in your sources, what you have studied, have faith in yourself, in your preparation. If you have read the basic books, if you have read the reference books suggested by me, or let's say if you have attended the lecture, if you have revised the lectures, PPTs, whatever you have done, the basic things you have done, and if the question is not being able to, like, you are not able to solve that particular question, it means that question is difficult for other people as well. So you should not fight on that particular question, which is difficult for others. You should skip that question. Okay, if it's very factual like this, you should skip that question. But always remember the what you can say, the key to clear the prelims. The key to clear the prelims is not these questions. The key to clear the prelims are the easy questions which are asked from the basic books. Suppose if you make a mistake in the very easy question from NCRT, or let's say if you make a mistake in very easy question from, let's say, polity, which is again there in Lakshmikant, let's say a particular question or concept which is there in modern India spectrum, and you make a mistake over there, then that's a concern. So always remember one key, or let's say one what you can say, sutra to clear the prelims is whatever you are not knowing, even after doing all these things, the other person will also be not knowing that particular concept. Okay, so your aim is not to fight on those questions. And the second sutra, the second key to clear the prelims is whatever have come from the basic books, whatever is asked from the basic books, which is easy, which concept is easy because you have revised it multiple times, there you should not make the mistake. Okay, so these are the two important things. Write it down, get used to that particular thing, practice it with respect to the PYQs and let's say your tests, and the prelims will be cleared. Okay, have faith in yourself, guys.